We now enter the present era with our current president, Barack Obama. We now have a president who is hell-bent on war. Since his presidency began, not only has he continued the wars in Iraq, Afghanistan, and Pakistan, but he has also initiated wars, no matter how small, in such countries as Egypt, Yemen, and Libya. For more than a couple of years now, he has expressed great interest in war with Iran, which in turn would spark a war with Russia and China. We also shouldn't forget the ever-growing tensions with North Korea. Even more recently, we have tensions growing with Syria, and not to be forgotten, but never medially covered, tensions with Brazil, among other countries. Now, with all the tension with these countries, will the next line of events look something like this? Some people might think President Obama wanted to get us into World War III. You might recall he had to wait for the episode. So the question is, what will be the event that initiates the war he craves so much? What event will sway the public into enough anger to warrant another war? When it does happen, how many more rights will you sacrifice in the name of security? Will you keep giving in to the government's greed? Will you finally rise up and say enough is enough? Or will you stand idle and pay more attention to the Kardashians and pretend that nothing is wrong? Will you ask the questions that demand answers, or just the questions that require more excuses? All the threats that have come over the last 13 years have paved the way for a fortress America, of which your rights and freedoms have been severely reduced. You can no longer board a plane without being molested, child or adult. You can no longer make a phone call without a third party listening. You can no longer communicate with your friends and family without Big Brother keeping a close eye and ear. You can no longer speak out against the government for fear of being labeled a traitor. You can no longer leak government deception without being charged with espionage. You no longer have the right to question the government without being labeled a dissident. You no longer have the right to privacy. The government has lied to us for a very long time. The problem with lies is they always catch up to you eventually. More and more people are waking up to the deceit and rising up, saying no more. The only time the lies from our government have ever been exposed is when enough people ask all the right questions. Unfortunately, that never happens at the right time, allowing further deceit. Society has become a herd of people that blindly follows any directive given to them from the powers that be, without ever a second thought. The most common traits among today's society are complacency and ignorance. Society has become ignorant to the world that surrounds them, only focusing on the tiny picture in front of them. Society has become complacent with the world created for them by the world powers that be.